Black people are still resting, and they're gonna be resting for quite some time, okay? Because I don't think y'all understand the severity. Like, I think that there's some people out here that think that Black people are.
So it's clear that we are watching the fall of the American empire in real time. And there is a stark difference in the way that the white community is responding and how the black community is responding. The black community en masse has completely withdrawn. They fought, they campaigned, they warned us, and we chose the orange man anyway. And they're out. The white community, on the other hand, is fighting, those of us who aren't under Trump's spell. And there is this real sentiment that if we can just get Trump out of the way, then we can all get back to normal. But the thing is, that's not what God is doing. And I'm not a nihilist, but we're missing the point. The point is this white supremacist system has wreaked enough havoc. Enough. And God is judging it. And the fact that we are clinging so hard to it makes me wonder, what does the black community see that we don't, that's allowing them to totally let go right now?
Right now, Trump is panicking. Right now, MAGA voters are panicking. Right now, Trump is raged because black people have decided to mind their own businesses. Okay? Right now, black people have decided to go silent and to mind their own businesses. Grand Rising Kings and Queens, again wherever you are, and welcome back to this YouTube commentary. In case you're new here, this is Majoka Report Extra. Okay, today we need to talk about what is going on right now in the United States of America. Today, the system is panicking because black people are no longer cooperating with them. Today, the system is panicking because black people have decided to mind their own businesses. Today, Trump is raged because what they used to do to the black people, the way they used to control black people, today it is no longer. Today, black people are there not minding their businesses, but black people are there minding their own businesses. You understand me, right? What they used to force black people to do, today black people are no longer doing what they always force them to do. Today, black people are there busy minding their businesses. Grand Rising Kings and Queens, before we continue, let us watch some of the video clips that I combined together. Then we come back, we talk more. Let's go.
Black people are still resting, and they're gonna be resting for quite some time, okay? Because I don't think y'all understand the severity. Like, I think that there's some people out here that think that black people are playing and that we'll eventually get over this and we'll get back to work. No. We will get back to work in our community. Black Americans will be okay because we put in the work. It's the rest of the people of color groups that have not put in the work because they came to this country with rights that black Americans fought and bled and died for. So when black people say that we are resting, that is what we mean. It is not just this election. It is not just this. It is a culmination of so many disappointments from our existence on this stolen land. Okay? Because let's be clear. America is a stolen land built by stolen people. At the end of the day, that is what America is. Black Americans decided that they wanted to make something out of nothing. And that is what we have done for hundreds of years and have literally laid a table together for everybody to be equitable. Okay? Equitable. All we want is equity, not revenge, not a leg up in the world, but equity across the board. And because America said that that's not what she wants, everybody is going to have to reap what they sow. Black people have been sowing seeds of equity, civil rights movements, voting rights movements. We have been sowing good seeds. So over the next 4 to 8 or however many years, Black Americans are going to be okay. It's all the other groups that we were worried about. But y'all let us know y'all not worried about yourselves, so we can't. Can we talk? It's been a while. I know. But Black women, we're still resting. Yep. Black people as a whole, we are tightening up our ship. Black people as a whole, we are building community amongst each other. Everything else around us is just a distraction at this point because we warned, we shared information, infographics, data, and statistics of what might happen. And clearly, people did not believe that fat meat is greasy. And that video that I just shared was a couple of days after the election, after I had gotten all the tears out, after I had cried it out, after I had prayed it out, all the things. And I said, this was different because the levee of trust broke all the way, right? Black people have lived in a certain, Black Americans, the descendants of the enslaved, have lived on this stolen land for quite some time, and we understand patterns. We understand when the shift in the atmosphere changes, and we move accordingly. And what we're seeing is we have conditioned ourselves to do that. We have conditioned ourselves to pivot when the temperature changes. And a lot of people now are seeing the temperature change, not just feel it, but see it in real time, and they don't know how to react, and they don't know how to deal. So anybody that is getting on this app trying to tell Black women to do anything, trying to tell the 80% of Black American men to do anything right now other than do what we've been doing the past 10, 11, almost 12 months, you're part of the problem, not the solution. I hate to say it, but some of us ain't gonna make it because we too busy trying to argue with stupid. We too busy trying to argue with stupid. And I just refuse. This is your friendly reminder. We know how we got here. Our rest is important. How we mobilize look different. A lot of the revolution will not be televised. And that's why a lot of folks is mad, because they don't know what we doing and it scares them. Okay? So while you all are building out your community, while you are tightening up the ship, whether you all are saving more money, because when I tell you, I get annoyed when I have to spend any amount of money because I have gotten so, like, I work hard for my money, and I'm not just about to give it to anybody or anything, because it's apparent y'all don't care about my money. Y'all care about my money, but y'all don't care about me, and that's a problem. It's some places I don't go no more. It's some people I don't see anymore, because at the end of the day, we have got to guard our gates. We have got to guard our peace. We have got to guard our energy, because the more chaos ensues, the more dangerous people get. The more, people do stuff because they just can't pinpoint what Negroes is doing, and they mad about it. So at the end of the day, make sure that you are moisturizing. SPF is necessary for us. Drink your 6 to 8 glasses of water or more. Make sure that you are getting in the gym. As I talk to you, I'm talking to myself, because we in for a long ride, but it is nothing that our ancestors have not done that we cannot do again and better, to make sure that when we come on the other side of this, we don't have to, this can literally just be a lesson. But this is a hard lesson because now everybody is learning it, because y'all just didn't want to believe Black people who have been oppressed in this land for quite some time. Yep, slavery is ended, but systemic racism is everywhere. And now y'all are figuring out that racism, classism, otherism, is all on the same boat now. So, y'all be well.
The inevitable is happening. The thing we as Black people have known all along about this administration in power, how our rights were being infringed on, how the country would spiral, how women's bodies would be controlled, how education would be gutted, and how the rich would get richer and the poor would get poorer. Because the only difference between this...
You and I and everyone else who supported him, you wrote speeches for him, I campaigned for him, we're implicated in this for sure. But the question does present itself immediately, what is this? Was this always the plan? You don't want to be a conspiracy nut, but clearly there were signs of low character. We knew that.
This?
There are aspects of his personality which are obviously not good. and that we've mostly just chosen to overlook. He's not a moral man. He's obviously not the greatest husband in the world. Cost of American lives isn't the motivator. It's just that Trump has moved on to other things because he has the attention span of a gnat.
And
what American is this helping? Besides the industrial war complex, I just don't know. I don't understand. So yeah, that's what our president's up to, and it's fucking baffling.
isn't you had a change in morality or a different point of view. You're just now impacted. And what a spineless way to live. You say to yourself, I'm okay if marginalized groups are impacted as long as my positioning as a white person is unchanged in this country. We knew. So when you ask,
what does the black community see that we don't, that's allowing them to totally let go?
we saw you. We saw our parents and grandparents fight for their rights as humans. We saw how at every turn, the only thing people in America, white American men, and those white American women who feed into racism and the patriarchy want is capitalistic system where black people don't benefit, women stay in their place, the masses remain uneducated, and America stays white. So yes, we knew. MAGA voters are speaking out against Trump. Farmers are watching crops rot because of tariffs, federal workers losing jobs they thought were safe, veterans seeing benefits get cut. But none of this is shocking because the policy didn't change. Their proximity to it did. This pattern is as old as oppression itself. If we go back to the Reconstruction era after the Civil War, poor white and black farmers were in the same economic boats, exploited by the same landowners, crushed by the same debt systems. They actually started organizing together. The populist movement was building real cross-racial working class power. But the planter class got panicked. They did not want poor people joining up against wealthy people. So they did what ruling classes always do. They offered poor white farmers something black farmers couldn't have: social status. The feeling of being above somebody. Jim Crow wasn't just about hate. It was a political strategy to break solidarity before it became a threat, and it worked. Poor white Southerners voted against their own economic interests for generations, even until today, because they were giving the psychological wage of whiteness instead of actual wages. Fast forward to the New Deal, FDR's programs of Social Security, labor protections, the right to organize were genuinely transformative. But to get Southern Democrats on board, they excluded the jobs black people were most likely to hold. Domestic workers, agricultural laborers, left out by design. White workers built generational wealth on those programs. Black workers were locked out altogether. So when someone says the government used to work for regular people, it did. Just not all of them, and just not all of us. And these are the same sentiments of MAGA today. Ida B. Wells warned us. She said, a country willing to use terror against black people had already proven it would use terror as a tool, period. The weapon doesn't retire once it's done with one group. MLK said in the Birmingham jail, he wasn't just frustrated with the segregationists, he was frustrated with the white moderates who thought they could stay comfortable while injustice ran its course. Injustice doesn't run its course. Frederick Douglass understood that freedom, if it wasn't protected for everyone, was just a loan. One thing we know about loans is that loans get called in. But in this country, if we have built and defended the political infrastructure to protect minority rights when black communities were screaming that these systems were dangerous, everyone would have protections right now and rights today. Now we're watching tariffs gut the same farming communities that cheered trade wars aimed at protecting them. Federal jobs disappearing from the same towns that voted to shrink government because the cuts were supposed to hit someone else. The tools they're using on immigrants, on black voters, and now the white working class Americans, those same tools are now pointed somewhere new. You cannot outsource your freedom to someone else's oppression and expect to stay free. The only way any of us stay protected is if the system is built to protect all of us. America is in a very precarious place. And if we just believe black people, if we just granted black people equal protections and rights and freedoms under the law without the need for us to be in this centuries-long fight, then maybe, just maybe, we all would have adequate protections and not fall into a despot running our country dry while enriching his helm of billionaires. You ask black people, what did we see that you didn't see? We saw our story and our history. Stay black, stay blessed.
Right, welcome back. So, as we speak today, as we speak right now, the white system is panicking. As we speak right now, Trump is fumes because black people are no longer following what they used to force the ancestors of black people to follow. As we speak right now, MAGA voters are not happy because what they expected black people to do today, black people have decided to say, no, we are not going to follow and to do what you want us to do, but we are going to do our own businesses. We are going to mind our own businesses. Okay? I want us to underline some of the things that the black people today have decided to do on their own, and this makes the system to panic, and this makes Trump to panic, and this makes Trump to fume. This makes Trump to become raged, and this makes the system, or the whole of the system, to panic. Okay? They always wanted to see us going to kneel on their feet, doing for them, providing labor on their farms, following what they are instructing us to do. But today, black people have decided to wake up, and they have decided to mind their businesses. Okay? Today, black people have decided to unite. And do you know what unity brings? Unity in the black Americans, it distracts the agenda of the system, agenda of controlling black Americans, the agenda of forcing black Americans to work on their farms, the agenda of forcing black Americans to provide labor and to be controlled anyhowly. That is what unity brings. Today, black Americans have decided to unite all of them and to become one strong thing. Okay? And once black Americans are today unite, they can't control them anymore. Okay? So this unity has distracted the system's agenda. This unity of black Americans has distracted the Trump's agenda of controlling black people. And this gives makes Trump to fumes today. This makes MAGA voters not happy today. This makes the system to panic and to wonder what is going on. Okay? Because they are ready to control black people. They were there thinking that the black people will continue doing what their ancestors used to do in 80s and in 90s. Okay? For decades and decades of the years, we have seen black ancestors have suffered in the United States of America. But today, black people have decided to unite. Number two, why today Trump is raged and why Trump is not happy with the black people and the MAGA voters are not happy with the black people is because black people today are searching their identity and they are identifying the truth. Okay? Black people today are coming out, going to do DNAs. Some of them are moving out, coming back. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them today are coming back to Africa. Some of them are going to Nigeria, Kenya, Liberia, and many other countries because they are now knowing the truth. Black Americans are now identifying the truth. Okay? They are identifying their originality. Okay? Today, black Americans, black people are identifying their identity. Because for decades, they have been controlled. For decades, they have been lied. For decades, they have been forced to do what they didn't want to do because of their identity. Now, it has reached the point the truth is being revealed. Number three, the reason why Trump is not happy, the reason why Trump is keep on raging, it is because black people have decided to love themselves. Black people have decided to cooperate. Black people have decided to love themselves. Do you know the impact that love brings to the black community? Today, the love that black people have decided to love themselves, this has bring cooperation. This has actually enhanced cooperation, unity. among themselves. This cooperation is what it makes black people coming from one step to another. This is what makes black people today moving forward. Love. Black people have decided to love themselves. Okay? It has reached a point, black people saw that these people are taking advantage because they are divided. These people, this MAGA system, are taking advantage of black Americans because they are divided. But today, black Americans have decided to come together and love themselves. Okay. The last point that I want to talk about is in today's episode is deconstruction of white system and deconstructing the black system. Today, black Americans are deconstructing the white system. And today, black Americans are constructing a strong and a well-laid foundational, a strong system on their own, on themselves. Talking of education systems, this system was designed in a way that black people will follow their educational systems, making black people not getting better educational facilities. But today, black people are decentralizing that. Black people are deconstructing that. And today, black people are constructing their own system. Okay? Today, black people are there happy, constructing their educational systems, strong, good educational facilities to their kids. Okay? Making kids to come up with the knowledge, to come up with better education, good laid foundational educational systems. And this makes Trump to panic and fumes. This makes MAGA voters to panic. This makes the system to be unhappy because they can't control anymore black Americans. Grand Rising Kings and Queens. There's a term in Kiswahili that says that kimewaramba means that it has reached a point. It has reached a point. This white system are going to see fire. It's time for the black people to rise up. And it is time black people have decided not to be controlled. Black people have decided to go and go higher. If you're new here, this is Majoka Report Extra. Kindly make sure that you subscribe to this channel and let's meet to our next video. Bye-bye.